going. Let's see if I can. I don't even know what happened, but we're gonna just roll with it. So I'm gonna pop the chat out. How's everybody been? We are in the middle of our. I can't even say we're in the middle, but we've begun our big shop off. Anybody local doing that? Refresh. Here we go. Okay, I think we're back. Okay, so we are still working on the backpack, and I had some time to think about the pockets that I screwed up. That makes it seem like I wasn't paying attention. I did look at the actual backpack to see the orientation of the pocket. I did know it was going to be folded and flipped in. So, hey, old dog. Um, what I think I'm going to do is make these work, and nobody's going to know that it's a half an inch or so smaller than it needs to be. There'll be a seam on the side where there wouldn't normally have been. Who's going to know? Except, oh, yeah, it's our secret. The the youngster, the 3-year-old, just came over and basically woke up the old dog. Okay, so let's the cameras here. It is nice out, so I really wouldn't be surprised if not many of you tune in. But okay, she's gonna go back to sleep. All right. Where are we supposed to be doing these markings? I left this part. I did some ironing while I waited to go live. All right, I need to find the center, and I'm just not in the mood to fold it. So, where are we? 4 minus, so 30 and a half. 4, 9, 6, 8, 9, 10, 17, 18, 19, 20. 30 and a half. I was right. I should have trusted myself. Oh, that's a whole different pattern. I need something to write on. Oh, here. And I know I just had a pen. So 30 and a half to be 15 and a quarter. Teen and a quarter. We are just doing some marks so we know where to put our stuff. So that's center. And then I need to measure 4.5 inches in. You know, yeah, I'm gonna do this 4.5 so that I can do a big line. Because this iron's off. I verified that last week. 1, 2, 3, 4 and a half. Okay. Anything else? I think that's it. All right, let's fix those pockets, shall we? We're gonna switch. All right, I don't need that again. I don't think. I'm trying to come up with some fabrics for another bag Ray and I, a couple bags Ray and I are doing. So I brought those patterns home. This is the zipper that we're going to use. Like that. Whoop. There we go. So, all right. I don't think I need those. So, I am multi-purposing old iron-on fusibles. So, no judging. All right. Let's put the glasses on. Okay, just crease that. And we are going to leave the bottom open. Well, where's the little scissors? We decided it really isn't going to change the size of the pocket enough to warrant taking a bigger chunk off of the bolt during shop hop when people come from out of state to do it, and they might want the I Love Oregon fabric. So that's why it's going to be. This does say live, right? Okay. Okay. Making sure. All right, buddy. I need. I'll have to take Susie out before long. I'll check again, but I am pretty sure that's too big. I am pretty sure that won't work. Got a loop. Should have saw that. I'm trying to watch. Oh, it might turn. Not well. Nope. Oh, I know another way that will work. I'm gonna have it come through here instead of there. It's softer. And I snapped the thread. Yeah, it was getting tight. It was turning, to be fair. So I thought maybe it was. No, that's not gonna do that. I just need a coffee cup to put that in. A little jar. A jar. That works. Where's that little itty bitty old mason jar? Put it in? Yeah. All right. Well, if nobody's here anyway, damn it. There we go. I will grab that. All right. All right. Let's put it in. I have such. This isn't the one I was thinking of, but well, this fits sideways. Let's just see. I have all my cupboard doors open. I'm trying to figure out what I want to make these little multi-pocketed fun things. All right. I'm going to break down and get myself a thread thing. I actually think there's a thing that you can add to this to hold spools. I'll have to look it up. If anybody knows the fun little featherweight add-ons for the larger thread spools, link them below because other people might want to know too. Okay, an extra thread. Yep, I'm not worried about it. Book Club Friday. Can't remember which book we're reviewing. I've read them both. It's either Hell or Higher. We might have done that one. That means the next one is Akatar, which I just finished book 2. All right. Here. Okay. 1. I think there should be some top stitching on that. So I did find a light aqua that will work. I also found a darker one for the body. And we know we've already got the red. So. Now working on the shop. I guess my husband is building a spot that he can do woodworking. That sounds impressive until I realize he doesn't do any woodworking. But evidently he can't cut through for windows unless he has a shop. All right. See, nobody's gonna know. All right, we're gonna line all this up on the bottom of the backpack so that we can sew that bottom red piece on. Let's think about these pockets for a second. What kind of top stitching do we want on it? What does it ask us to do? Um, Making the pockets. Top stitch. Just on the top. Okay, do we want 1 or 2 lines? Whatever we choose here will mimic through the rest of it. Do we want to do a, like line down a little bit? Or right up the top and do 2? Do I still have the image open on the computer? There. Do I have? That's books. What I have there. What's some of these pictures look like? Okay, okay. Well, oh, we gotta change. Now that I went and got this, let's change that. Now, we could have probably done all the top stitching in red and then it would have been in your face. I don't know that we wanted in your face. We will need more red later though. At this point, I kind of want here. Let's go ahead and wind a little, just a little. Nice thing is this is a small spool, so it'll fit. Well, hell, I lost my. There we go. I lost my chat window. Not that anybody's chatting, but if somebody did, I want to know. Okay. Eek. No, I don't think we need very much of this. I don't think there's actually a lot of top stitching in this color. That's all I'm going to do. Dirty, dirty. Dirty, 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 dirty. Started rewatching Elementary. Lucy Liu. Whoops. There we go. There we go. All right, we're just top stitching on the top of this. I don't want it right over the top, so I'm going to just do an actual quarter. And we're going to back tack this because I don't want it to come out. Now, we'll take a look at this and see if that's all we want. Because we could do a second line. And that would look nice and tailored. Let's see, what do you think? Oh, the color worked good. Kind of disappears. Hello, someone joined. Welcome. I am gonna run the edge of that. I'm gonna do two. Is that how I'm gonna do it? Well, that's what I'm doing. Done is better than perfect. That's not bad. Oops. Back up. Hey Kim, how's it going? Whoops. I forgot what line I'm running. Alright, work. Whoops. Well, fuck it. That is better than perfect. You will get tired of hearing me say that, I'm sorry. Oh, Okay, there's our pockets. Thank you. Here, I'll show you what we're doing. We'll change camera views here. We are gonna do. Where's this? There's a picture of it done, although black and white, here somewhere. So you can have this tilted over and clipped to the bottom for security, or if it's really full, you can open it like a mail sack, bead sack. I've made it before. I just need a new shop sample. And I might have screwed some stuff up, but only everybody that watches it on the internet will know. Everybody else won't. Already done some marking. This is gonna go. Okay, I'm gonna put the seam side towards the back because we did say that I messed it up. Alright. Okay, now we're gonna do this side. Well, hello. Have a good rest. Where are you from, though? We do this every Monday and Thursday if you want to join again. Have a good evening. I have to come back on Monday and see what this looks like done. If I'm done by then. All right, we got that. Now what am I doing? Okay, this on the center line. And that's going to have to be clips. Because that is just too thick. These are going to have to be sewn down 1/8 of an inch just to tack them on. And then we'll be putting the red strip on here, I think. All right, mark in place. Edge stitch, yeah, just to keep them from the edge. Okay, so they want you to tack it down, sew the sides, and then sew the bottom on. I don't know that I'm going to do it all in that. Well, yeah, I guess it has to be. I'm going to need more pins. Because I wasn't thinking. I wasn't thinking! Ugh. Alright. So, actually, what I'm going to do is not put this on yet. Because if I have to go sew this stuff, then let's do that first. Gotta change feet. Because I can't see my 1/4 inch line. So now I gotta put on my 1/4 inch foot. Alright. Crap out of the way. Let's under the custard fit. Okay. Okay, and out of curiosity, I put that. Okay, I wasn't positive, but let's do. All right, so I'm gonna do the quarter-inch ones, and then put the other foot on. Or am I gonna try to just do it? Maybe I'll just try to wing it. Okay. Here. Because for some reason I'm gonna do a double stitch. See, like I said, you're committed. Okay. Let's put that there. Okay. Shit, I gotta send that checkers order, damn it. Alright, so that's get up a little higher. Shall we? Okay. Alright. City of Roses, Greater Lake, Mount Hood, Japanese Gardens. Oh, and I did not do enough bobbin because I didn't think it was going to be that detailed. Dagnabbit. Whoops. Okay. We're going to come in the back way next time. So here's a cheat. I found out. I didn't think it would work, but it actually does. And leave it threaded. Yeah, that'll work. Oh, great. You don't have. What happened? Okay. There we go. Wasn't enough pressure. I'm going to be stuck having to empty these somehow. All right. That's going to come back onto the side that it needs to be. Alright. Done is better than perfect. Because I'm going to have to go over a bit here. Let's start there, I guess. Good thing we're going to do 2 passes, huh? Okay. Higher, shall we? I thought that was a crow, as you can tell. I like weird things. I think her allergies are getting to her. Eye is really weepy these last few days. Why not, though? Allergies are starting to kick our ass, too, right? And she's right down in the grass, so. All right, now, I mean, it wants me to close the bottom, but that bitch ain't going anywhere. So I'm not gonna. How about that? I'm just not gonna. Seriously, I did all that sewing and you guys looked at a blank screen. I'm sorry. I didn't flip it. Damn, I'm such an ass. I'm such an ass. I'm sorry. You could just yell at me. All right, let's trim this backside. Okay. Let's look at this side. We've got. Oh, so look at all this crap. Oh, that's right. We had a thing in the middle. Hi, guys. Welcome in. We're doing this lovely backpack. And we're just going to see how bad I can fuck it up. Clip. Okay, so there's one. And did it say just to put it beside it? Arrange your pockets inside the marked lines with the raw edge. Place the D-ring centered and on the outside edge of each pocket. All right, so just we are going to put that little gap for the D-ring itself. Okay, and here. This is going to go flying, and I'm going to move it. All right, now I'm going to be good and move the camera. Because I wasn't so good earlier. My bad. Now, I am just tacking this down. Well, you don't need this tack down, but it'll probably just be easier. This is just edge stitch, so a little waste of thread, but hold on. You, you big boy. You got it. There you go. Oh, I'm gonna have to move that. You got it. Okay. Yay. Not to worry. Nobody's gonna see it. And now I do believe this is gonna get sewn down. All right, I'm gonna do it this way because I see I have a tiny bit of selvage in, and so I'm just gonna like let it stretch its way on off. Okay. My pins over there. Oh, not all of them. I've got some up here that I don't need. Okay, we're just gonna force some pins here because I've got a lot of weight on those clips. That's a dirty one, I think. All right. And here we go. We're going to finish those coasters. Is there anything else being done? No. I just wanted to see if I should save what little bit of this color I have on a bobbin. But I'm not going to need to. That's going to be a taste again. All right. There we go. Get that out of the way. Now, so I'm thinking of getting another machine from here because I do samples here and this. And I was thinking about like getting a brother baby lock because that's what I've got at the shop. But I've seen a couple interesting semi-industrial type machines that would throw over this like it was butter. Hmm. I've seen a couple people unbox their new industrial type machine. Those pockets are hanging a little low beyond the rest of it, so I followed the other line. Which, I mean, this was pretty darn good over this, but good night. Okay. And I had enough bobbin. Amazing. All right. I'm not going to trim that extra because we're going to have a bit of a time with the bottom, I think, and that'll be helpful to have extra, I think. It is so cool when it's done. All right. There we go. All right. Let's move a couple things and kick this back on. And then let's press this. Shall we? Whoops. Let's put that over there. That piece goes there. Here's our top and bottom. And this red. I wish I didn't buy it enough. Nobody bought it enough. That's the problem. But I loved this design. I wish he was, because I'm about out of this bolt. I forgot to cut the 4.5 inch, 4 inch by width of fabric strip that we needed for the other handle, but that's like the last thing we're gonna do. So I didn't figure we'd get to it tonight. All right, so now I wonder if I have to top stitch here. And if we do, I guess we're committed. We're gonna have to do 2 rows. Okay. I already think that's really pretty. All right, let's see. So the 2.5 along the bottom iron open and edge stitch close to the seam, and again a 1/4 inch from the seam. Wait, what? Iron open and edge stitch close to the seam, and then again. Okay, so they're already telling me to do 2, so it's like I knew things. Okay, we need to change again. Ooh, it resisted. Oh, my freaking pressure cooker. Okay, okay, I'm gonna change it anyway. Days are just starting to stay late longer, which is good considering my husband works all day and then comes home working on his shop. Okay, I got off the Reddit. I've been giving out a lot of flyers that mention the YouTube channel. So hopefully I'll get one new person at least out of this shop hop. Whoops. I can do it. I gotta figure out that stupid blue thing. There's something that's supposed to make that easy, and I just am. It's described to me in a way that my brain doesn't retain it. Kind of like the binding tool. Depending on who's describing how to do it, I mean, it's basically the same tool. All right. We're going to um let's try that. This needs back, and let's see, how am I doing it? I'm running it right in down the middle. Karen, you're a little in the way. We're really close. I ran right off. I'm like drunk sewing here. Oh, I had a press, guys, I swear. What? Oh, coasters down. Coasters down. Okay. Now we're gonna do the second one. And we're gonna do like I said, quarter inch. I don't know what sounded like I was sewing without top or bottom thread. But nope. I see the old dog is stirring. Might have to run her out. Oops, got a little wide there. Done is better than perfect. Don't intentionally try to mess something up, but it's a work in progress. I'm a work in progress. Because some things I would have ripped out in the past. But my I do not care club and fuck it has taken over. All right. We are 50 minutes in. Where are we now? Double stitched there. So bag into a tube. Right sides together down the 19-inch side. Sewing. Leaving a 5-inch opening in the middle. Good thing I kept reading. Because remember, I didn't do that earlier. I had to cut it open. Mark. Okay, don't need to do that. We are. Let's square this. Hi, welcome in. We are sewing a backpack. Do. And I'm trimming. Don't I have my little? Yes, I do. Okay. All right. Oh, it was right there, damn it. It's clear. That's my only excuse. Hi, Daisy. You okay? Yeah? Do you need me? Hold on. Hi. Where are you at, my love bug? Hi, my pumpkin. What you doing? Yeah? This is Miss Daisy. Get your feet. Hmm. She'll be 16 in less than a month. Well, right about a month, the 9th. So, yeah. Hi. All right. So now is where everybody be patient with me while little Miss gets everything her way. Is going to go out. So I'll be right back. Okay. So sorry about that. But, do the dog math. That's 122 or something. I'll take her butt right outside. But I'll have to go get her here in a few minutes. But I think I'm going to do one of the bags. Look at this. All right. Um, which camera? So, just for grins and giggles, I never measure my opening and always have a rough time turning. So I'm going to just mark it, and I see that I wouldn't have done that now that I see 5 inches. All right. Let's be good. Do as I'm told. For once. Okie dokie. Oops. We're changing cameras. All right. Let's sew down this. I didn't see what time it was. 9. I am. This is going to get a lot of wear. I'm going to make sure that I backpack. Gotta have my readers. Oh, hey, shit. Now it's clear. Now I can see. Hey, that's cool. Like, blind and shit. I am going to order. Whoops. Some cool readers. I went half an inch or so too far, so let's do that ish. Now they should have backpack there too. But... Okay, now what? Now what? Uh-huh. 5-inch opening. Mark 1 3/4 inch square on the side seam top of bag. What? Mark 1 3/4 inch. Yeah, I know what I'm doing there. Okay, at this point I didn't know I was supposed to be sewing the lining too. Okay, so well, it just says sew into a tube, right sides together, sew lining into a tube. I missed that 5-inch opening in the lining, not the bag, I betcha. Okay, because they're saying this is center, so when you do that, these would be the sides now. Okay, all right, all right, all right. I have shop hop brain. So let's go ahead and seal this. This wasn't what's meant to have the gap. Oops. Come on, please. Threads, threads, threads. So I'll be opening this. Okay, I am going to say that. I'm a little shocked that I'm starting to actually remember, and this was years ago that I did this. I think I would feel better with at least one pin. So now these would be the sides. Yes. Yes. Right? Yes. Yes. Me thinks. Hey, sorry, I'm talking to myself. Oh shit, I gotta go get the dog. Sorry. That's what happens when you have elevated sewing. Please don't leave. I've got an old 16-year-old dog. I just gotta run get her because she's probably lost in my backyard. I'll be back in just a couple seconds, I promise. So sorry. Okay, I'm supposed to sew the lining as well. But it's the lining that needs the 5-inch opening. Because I wasn't thinking it through. I didn't think it through, Titus. Or what other things said that? That was a book that would say, think it through, think it through. But didn't somebody in Fourth Wing say something similar? 1 to 5. Now let's see if I do better this time of freaking stopping at that. Because last time I blew past it. Because I might be a little elevated, maybe. And I might have zoned out. Oh, I was going to. That's a big backpack. Nobody will know. Except everybody watching. Where's my first? Okay. I really could have just popped down. See, I told you. A little elevated. Shop hop brain. Elevated brain. Elevated soul. Okay. There we go. I don't want it real hard to pick out if I need to, but I don't want it. This is dragging. I don't want it to come apart further if I don't need it. And up, up. Thank you. Now I gotta do something similar on this one. No, don't worry about that. Let's go over here then. Does it really matter what's top and what's bottom? So now, if I line that up, then putting a pin on the main pin. Okay. Whatever this crap is I used as a stabilizer, I don't think I like it. Don't ask, I don't know. I just found random bits. All right, at this point, I'm supposed to do the 1 3/4. G, cut out the square with, oh, G, not that D. 1 3/4. What's this? That one says 1 3/4, and that says half a match. Mark 1 3/4 inch square on the seam side of the bag. Seam side of the bag. And 1/2 inch square on the. What the hell? All right. So these pictures are showing this direction, but not with the seam here. I can't see what's on the side because it's photocopy. And they are having a 1 3/4 inch square and a 1/2 inch square. I'm not sure about this, but we're going to do the lining first. Because they said the 1 3/4 on the seam side. Okay, that's what they're saying. So maybe I did wrong over there. 1 3/4 there. 1 3/4. Nope, I needed to do the other way. 1 1/2 1/4. Half 1. Uh-huh. Yeah, I did that wrong. 1 2 3. 1 2 3. There. Fun stuff. See, I can go ahead and iron it off if it's not right. It isn't. See, I need to do it the other way. It's okay. See, gone. Done. We're golden. What are you doing, Daisy? 1 3/4. So I'm going to just draw a big one. And oh, for break's sake. Okay, 1 1/2 is there, so that would be 1 3/4. That line throws me off. This needs to go. And it's 1/2 inch? What the fuck is the point of this? I am missing something. Didn't I just say I'm starting to remember? Yeah, no. No, 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 not anymore. I don't remember. So let's say I did that. What do you want me to do then? Turn the bag right side out and open the seam back and open to the back seam. Mark 3/4 of an inch down. Oh, I think they are having it dip in the back. Where's our picture? I don't know. But that's kind of what it looks like because they have this box out here. That's the big box and the little box. Don't know what goes where. Oh, the zipper go in the little box and the handles go in the big box, I think. Which we have made the handle, so that is that seam, and that is that. Okay, so that would, okay, that's what this would look like. All right, I was wrong. Good freaking thing we looked at that further, because I don't want to take that much out of inventory. Okay, 1.5, 1 3/4. And then okay, and 1.5 plus 1/4. And then a 1/2 inch one over here. Well, that ought to be fun as hell to do with this buckle D-ring. Can't hold it. Okay, that was talent right there. Just letting you know. Okay, scary part. That's what it's showing. Okay. I think I'm gonna use a different. You know, the scissors keep getting robbed to go seriously cut dog hair. I get my scissors because I know it's sharp and it will go quick and cut a knot out that I can't pick out. And then they don't get brought back here. How rude. Okay, I gotta cut the other one. But this is the first time we've seen it. Gonna look cool. Okay. Hey, whoops. Have to go ahead and download the third book. Okay, this stays, but this is this way. Right side out and open to the back seam. This is basically what their picture shows. We should press this. This hot. Let's make that hot. Let's do that, shall we? We want this to look good along the way. And then we'll get this marker off too. But what is it that you actually want us to do? Open to that way. Sorry, I didn't put the camera there. I'll be right back. Okay. All right. Now, says mark a line 3/4 of an inch down from the 1 3/4 inch square. This is where the top of the patch will be. 3/4 of. Oops, I didn't press over here. Oh. 3/4. Oh, all right. I went from the red line, from the seam, not the. This is like impossible to do. Let me think about that. I don't think I have a ham here. Well, I might, but is it worth it? Probably not. Paper won't burn in the time frame it'll take me to draw this line. Oh, line. I am not ironing. I'm starting to think I was ironing on it. Okay, that'll do, pig. Okay. Oops, looking at the wrong paper. Okay, this is where the top of the patch will be placed. And another line 1 1/4 inch down. Should we put that away? That's, well, it's kind of a guess on this ruler. All right. All right. 36-inch strap. I'm not doing that though. Mark a vertical line 1 inch on each side of the center seam. Okay. Just a few dozen marks here. Okay. We've got all of that marked. What? Vertical line of the seam. B. Okay. Place 36-inch strap with raw edge on the center line. Okay. So I don't have that yet. That's what I forgot to bring home. But I could hook that up there. So let's see if it talks about putting the handle on. Because I can do that. Reinforce stitching. Stitch the patch. Let's go past the patch. Center the patch. Top of the edge stitch. Pin long handle out of the way. Place small handle with raw edges along the 1 3/4. Cut out. Stitch in place. Scant quarter. Stitch a few times. Okay, that I can do because we have that. There it is. There it goes. There it goes. Look at that picture one more time. Hey, we're gonna pin because it's so bulky already here. That, yep, I turned it around. Crazy me. Ah, pins are sharp. Which means this is like that. On the right camera view? Yes. Am I in screen? Yes. Is it zoomed in enough? Probably not. Okay. That pin needs to go away. It has a burn. Just brought her in, honey. Alright. We're gonna scant that. So I was asking earlier if you have a industrial sewing machine, or do you really like it? Because I'm trying to decide if that's the direction I want to go. I should have done the same thing when I was over there, but I didn't. I'm gonna fix that right now. I unthreaded. Lift pressure foot so the thread moves. It's gonna be a quiet night, huh? Okay, try it again. All right. So that's what it's supposed to be, I think. It looks good, I think. I think. Because that, oops, which was the bad one? This one. Sacrilege. Bent one. But I won't reach for it. All right, so that's going to be the handle. I do like that style of handle. It's really nice on the other bag. That's, oh my God. Okay, we've done bad things. So, I can't have a handle in the pockets here. This was supposed to be on the other end. I did the seam side, but the wrong end. I did the bottom, not the top, which ruins this piece. That's it. This comes off, gets replaced, nothing else is damaged. Phew, I can. I'm so glad I reinforced that though, right? So we're gonna have to flip this and do my cuts again because that's supposed to be on the other side, but it's not ruined. It's absolutely fucking wrong, but it's salvageable. Thank God. All right, we've got this. We've got this. It's gonna take some seam ripping. All right. Yep, there's my pocket. And I think my seam ripper is on the ground. Well, I know on Sunday what I'll be doing. So, being as I don't really have anybody in, we are over an hour, and I did a nice royal mess up. I'm not horribly upset about it though, because I caught it before I went any further, and I have a 2.5 inch strip that got to be replaced. Nothing else has to be recut. So I'll have to cut a 2.5 inch strip and a 4 inch strip because I was trying to skimp on how much I cut off the bolt and I didn't cut enough for the last adjustable strap, and now I fucked it. I just heard the ducks. Okay. Well, thank you for watching. If you watch this later, tune back in because I fucked up the pockets and now I fucked up the bottom. So you should definitely follow and come back on Monday to see what else I can fuck up. Because that's talent too, right there. But even this is coming off much easier than I expected. Criminy. Nope. I need stronger readers for this. All right, guys. I am calling it. And I'll have to get very comfortable with my seam ripper. Okay. Yay. It's all right. It could have been much worse. I'm kicking myself, but it could have been much worse. And if you are watching this, there you go. Do that in the comments. In the comments, let me know whether you caught it when I did it and you're yelling at me and I can't hear you, or whether my revelation also made you go, oh shit, she fucked up. Because I'd love to know, actually. So please, I've not done one of those. So let's do that. And have a good night. And I will see you on Monday. Bye bye.